Hello and welcome to another book haul. This is from the Big Consignment palette. I have 50 books to show you that I will hopefully be finding new homes for over on Whatnot. Whatnot is a live auction selling platform. That's where all of these are going to go first. If you are new to Whatnot, there will be a link down below in the description that'll give you $15 in credit to purchase books. It does not cover shipping, but shipping is media mail, so it should be pretty cheap. And if you are an old hat to Whatnot, there will be a direct link pinned below in the comments section to just give you a direct link to the show. If you see anything that you like, because again, I am trying to find new homes for all of these lovely vintage science fiction and fantasy books. Nice big box that I made just so that way I could like see everything better. As I said, it's a palette basically of books, and I have just enjoyed immensely going through all of them. Seeing all the covers, it has been amazing. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed these videos so far. Don't worry, I have reviews coming, but it's going to be a lot of hauls for a while because again, it's literally hundreds of books. So let's go ahead and get started. First one is Star-Crossed by Ben Bova. That looks kind of like what's the guy's name from Jurassic Park? Oh, that's going to bother me. Oh, that's going to bother me. The smooth guy from Jurassic Park who is also in like Earth Girls Are Easy. I hate that. Does anybody else have that happen when they're like, they have the name and then as soon as you go to say the name, it just disappears from your brain and it will literally come to me as soon as I stop trying to think about it. Hopefully that'll happen soon. Okay. Author's Choice 3 by Harry Harrison. This is a short story collection with science fiction stories from Niven, Ellison, Spinrad, Jones, Harrison, Dorman, Moorcock, Davidson, Anthony, Aldous, Mason, Reed, and Malmsberg. So, quite the collection of short stories there. There's a mouth building. That's not a mouth. That is a planet. I am tired. 1973 collection there. Native Tongue, Who Speaks the Language of the Stars. This is by Susan Halden Elgin. Another one of the weird baby books. This must be a series. Riverworld and Other Stories, Philip Jose Farmer. This looks like a early 80s cover. Sorry, I know you guys can't see it yet. 1979. I was close. To Your Scattered Bodies Go by Philip Jose Farmer. I'm guessing that man's supposed to be blind. I don't know why that guy is unsettling looking to me. This is 1983 cover. Board of the Rings by Harvard Lampoon. This is a parody of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. Interesting. I didn't know Lampoon did books. Slipped by Alan Dean Foster. Something strange and wonderful is happening at the chemical dump. That has a crease in the front cover. It's not a chunk missing, it's just a crease. It does have a chunk missing in the back though. Athra, part of the Yerrig Vlad Taltis series by Stephen Brust. Firelord by Cheryl Franklin. Probably also an 80s cover from the way it looks. 1989. New Destinies by Jim Bain, another short story collection. It is sadly missing a corner there of the cover. This has stories by Benford, Sheffield, Robertson, and Turtledove. Turtledove I consider a master of alternative history. I really like his works. I have several of his books. I know I don't talk about him as often because I had no idea that alternative history was science fiction. I had no idea I had been reading science fiction for much longer than I thought. I don't know why that is. I guess I had this specific idea of what science fiction was growing up. And the fact that the Pern books are considered science fiction fantasy, the fact that alternative history is considered science fiction. I had no idea Fahrenheit 451, which I have tattooed on my arm, was science fiction. I don't know. I just thought it was a classic book. I didn't realize that Fahrenheit 451 was science fiction. Anyway, Dark is the Sun I don't like that title. Dark is the Sun. I don't know why that is hard for me to read. By Philip Jose Farmer. If the Stars Are Gods by Binford and Eklund. Science fiction in the great tradition of City and Childhood's End. Timescape by Gregory Binford. This is, I believe, his Nebula award-winning novel. Does have some pin swirlies on the back. I think I can get those out. Leah Brackett, an author that I highly recommend if you like quick, snappy fiction. Her background was in script writing. So very action-packed, very like tight writing. The Reavers of Scathe. This is, I guess, the third book in the Scathe series. Highly recommend Leah Brackett. She's very good. Battlestar Galactica. This is a Stanley Presents, so this is actually a comic book, technically. This is from the 1979, so it does have commentary about the creation of the show, but it's actually done in comic format in this nice little mass market. I think that's very cool. Flash Gordon, 8 pages of exclusive color photos from the film. The only book of the film. 1980, again, full color photos of Flash Gordon. Ski and Sleep by Joe Clayton in the beautiful 80s cover, giving very much Nagel. 1986. The Many-Colored Land by Julian May. This is the first volume of the saga of the Pliocene Exile. I hope I'm getting that close to right. Birth of Fire by Jerry Pournelle, most well known for writing Moat in God's Eye with Niven. Is missing a corner here. Bill Adams and Cecil Brooks, The Unwound Way, so some military sci-fi here. This is missing a back corner. Foreigner by C.J. Cherry. I have a bunch of her books in hardcover. One of these days I will get around to reading her. We have a copy of Dune by Frank Herbert. Of course, the first Nebula Award winner. Again, this will be probably the last Nebula Award winner I read, just because of my own personal history with the book, even though I've never read it. And then The Paths of the Dead by Stephen Brust. This is the third book in this series, so Viscount of Drolanka. No, okay. The Paths of the Dead by Stephen Brust. This is the first book in the Viscount of Adrolanka. Ah, okay, so this is considered a fantasy romance novel. Interesting. I didn't realize that the Phoenix Guards... Oh, interesting. Okay. I thought the Phoenix Guards... So I have a hardcover edition of the Phoenix Guards, and I thought that it was the second book because Brust also has a book titled Phoenix, but that's part of the Vlad Teltos novels. So the Phoenix Guard is a separate novel, like an offshoot of the Vlad Teltos novels, and it's part of the romance series. Okay. That cleared some stuff up for me. Now I know more about that. Two cool books. This is Stanislav Lem, The Invincible. And the skull cover. It is very tanned from age 1973. And then Fritz Leiber, Sword in the Mist. Quite the cover there. This is an ace. Somebody initialed like the first 4 pages of this book. I don't know why you would do that. 1968. The Monsters from Earth's End by Murray Leinster. This looks like Marilyn Monroe in some tentacle goo. Quite the saucy cover there. 1959 printing. Wow. Squares of the City by John Brunner, and another saucy cover. I'm gonna have to cover some bits up just because, you know, I'm not sure how YouTube would handle this, but the bits are just all the way out there. It does have some staining along the edges. This is from 1965. Again, I'm gonna cover the bits. I promise there are boobs there. I can't show them to you. I can show them to you on Whatnot. I can't show them to you here on YouTube. Wolf and Iron by Gordon R. Dickson. I guess that's a fantasy novel by him. This is Destination Void by Frank Herbert. This one is in Ferric edition. The spine is very struggly. 1971 edition. We have Shield by Paul Anderson. With the guy in a bubble. I forgot what Matt calls them when they're in tubes like that. This is a Spectrum short story collection. It has short stories by Budrus, Heinlein, Pohl, Sheckley, and Simak and 10. So this is from 1963. Earthworks by Brian Aldiss. The Mouth edition. Africa is the Last Frontier, Africa is the Last Hope. This is a beautiful signet from 1967. Mouth. Star Storm by Brian Aldiss, another vintage signet. This one has some fading in the front cover and a little bit of a corner missing. This is a first printing from 1964 though. So what I'm saying, it's got some fading. You can see here where another book was sitting on top of it, and this is the original color, and then this is discolored here. Pluribus by Michael Kurland. 73 AD, after death, that is. Okay, this is a 1980 first print from Ace with a Boris Valero cover. Probably one of the most mild Boris Valero covers I've ever seen. Colossus and the Crab by D.F. Jones, the final volume in the Colossus trilogy. I've never heard of that. Alan Dean Foster, sentenced to Prism. He was smart, he was good, he was backed up by the Commonwealth's best equipment. What could possibly go wrong? Revelation by Carol Berg, a more modern fantasy book. Oh, I love these, the ones that look kind of like stained glass. 1970. Oh, I didn't know that going all the way into the 70s. I know most of these that are like this are like mid to late 60s. I love those. I think they're beautiful. Mac Reynolds, Depression or Bust and Dawn Man Planet. Voted the most popular science fiction author by the readers of Galaxy and If. Favorite science fiction readers throughout the world, is best known for his novels of adventure, his wit, and especially for his ability to divine the social, economic, and political developments of the future. So this is a double from him. Hellflower by George Smith. Again, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get away with showing you this cover just because there's only one out and it kind of looks like part of the spaceship because the other spaceship is next to it. Beautiful cover though. Pyramid book. This is from 1950. Oh, this is from 1969. We have a Norton, Sorceress of the Witch World. Gorgeous Jones cover. I love the Jones watercolors. At least that's what they look like to me. They look like watercolors. Anne McCaffrey, The Ship Who Sang. She had the brain of the woman, the body of a spaceship, and the wiles of a siren born in the stars. Okay. That is a concept for a book. Harvest of the Stars by Paul Anderson. Again, a more modern considering a lot of these were like 60s and 70s. The fact that that's considered more modern is crazy to me. Considering it's still like almost 20 years old. Okay, Changer's Moon by Joe Clayton. This is the final Duel of Sorcery novel. So another DAW. I did have the earlier DAW printings. I just realized I had the entire trilogy. And I sold them separately. I'm so mad at myself. I'm so mad at myself because I did not realize I had the whole trilogy. I sold them separately, the other 2 books, to 2 different people. But I could have sold the whole trilogy together. That's what I get for having 2 boxes I didn't finish going through because I ran out of space. I knew that was going to happen. Ursula Le Guin, Ricannon's World. The Invader Paid Dearly. This looks like a comic book cover. Like a really bad kids ones from like the 80s. It's from 1966. I know it says it's from 1966, but doesn't that give you like 80s cartoon vibes? Maybe that's just me. Modesat, The Magic Engineer. New novel of the Recluse Saga. We have a beautiful The Left-Handed Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin. Of course, the Nebula Award winner I have yet to read. And the nice double face cover. This one is in plastic. I'll leave it in plastic so it is in good shape. This is The X Factor by Andre Norton. Again, I can't keep all of it. In fact, one of the ace doubles was in very poor condition. So I put tape on it, and so I decided to keep that one. And because I'm keeping that ace double that has this story in it, I decided to let go of my regular ace copy. This is Starborn by Andre Norton. Again, I'm trying to make sure I offset any books that I keep from this consignment. I am trying to put books in of equivalent value, so that way, because it is a commission sale. It's not like it's one of the big warehouse buys where I can just keep everything I want. I have to make sure there's recompense for any that I keep. And then we have Werehawk by Andre Norton. Another Witch World novel. And this cover is amazing. And this is the last book I have to show you, and this cover is just awesome. This is Mind Wizards of Callisto by Lynn Carter, and it has a Tyrannosaurus on Mars. Or what looks like Mars. That just makes me laugh. But in addition to the 50 plus titles I have just now shown you, there will also be all of the books and all of the other hauls that you have seen from this that have not sold in any of the auctions, either because people couldn't make it to that show, I didn't make a video on it, or because I was asleep. So in addition to the 50 plus books I have shown you, there will be 70 other titles available that were in the previous haul videos that have yet to find a home. So again, there will be over 100 books, including ace doubles, including some yellow daws. And I will hopefully see you guys there. If you can just hang out and talk to books to me, or tell me about what you're reading. I'm currently listening to The Wandering Inn. It's another one of those isekai lit RPG novels, and I'm enjoying it so far. I didn't realize it was free on Audible, but you can talk to me about what you're listening to or what you're reading, and I will hopefully see you there. If not, hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye!